Listening provides the foundation for speaking. What provides the foundation for speaking? Listening. Does listening offer the foundation for speaking? Yes, listening offers the foundation for speaking. Listening gives the foundation for speaking. Listening provides the foundation for speaking. As your listening ability improves, it will pull your speaking ability up too. When your listening ability improves, what will happen? Your speaking ability will improve too. Your speaking ability will get better as well when your listening ability improves. What will pull up your speaking ability? Your listening ability. Your listening ability will pull up your speaking ability. Will your speaking ability get worse when your listening ability improves? No, it won't get worse. It will get better. Your speaking ability will get better when your listening ability improves. They will improve, they will get better at the same time. Too many learners are focused solely on speaking and they neglect listening. Too many learners are only focused on what? On speaking. Too many learners are only focused on speaking. They are solely focused on speaking. And what do they neglect? What do they ignore? What do they not pay attention to? They neglect listening. They ignore listening. Too many English learners don't pay much attention on listening. Do they spend a lot of time on listening? No, they don't. They don't spend a lot of time on listening. They don't care much about listening. They neglect listening. Do they spend time on practicing speaking? Yes, they spend much more time on practicing their speaking ability. Because they are solely focused on speaking, they neglect listening. However, what use is speaking if you can't understand the other person? Okay, a lot of English students spend time on practicing their speaking. They want to improve their speaking ability, and they don't spend much time on listening. The question is, what use is speaking if you can't understand the other person? Your speaking skills are useless if you can't understand what's being said to you. What is useless if you can't understand the other person? Your speaking ability. If you can't understand the other person, your speaking ability will be useless. Another reason listening is important is because the dynamics of spoken English are completely different from those of the written language. What is another reason listening is important? It is because the dynamics of spoken English are completely different from those of the written language. Does that mean spoken English and written English are very different? Yes, it does. They are very different. Spoken English and written English are totally different. Their dynamics are different. Written English is usually more formal than spoken English, and spoken English is usually more casual, more informal than written English. For starters, the grammar is different, since we rarely speak in complete sentences. What is the first difference between spoken and written English? The grammar. The grammar is different between spoken and written English. Do English native speakers often speak in complete sentences? No, they don't. They don't often speak in complete sentences. They hardly ever speak in full sentences. They rarely speak in full sentences. The vocabulary is also different, with a lot more idioms and slang being used in speech. Besides the grammar, what's also different? The vocabulary. The vocabulary is also different between spoken and written English. What are being used a lot when you talk to someone? Idioms and slang. Idioms and slang are being used a lot when you talk to other people. And most importantly, the speed is different. Speech is fast, super fast, so fast that you have no time to think about translations or grammar rules or textbook lessons or pronunciation. There is no time. What is the most important thing to notice? The speed is different. The speed is different between speech and writing. When you write, you can take your time writing. But when you talk to someone, you don't have time to think about translations, grammar rules, textbook lessons, or pronunciation. There's no time. Your conscious brain simply cannot analyze, translate, and organize real speech. This is the reason your speech is so slow. Why is your speech so slow? Because your conscious brain simply cannot analyze, translate, and organize real speech. Can your conscious brain analyze, translate, and organize when you are writing an essay? Yes, it can. Your conscious brain can analyze, translate, and organize sentences and paragraphs when you are writing. But when it comes to real speech, your conscious brain just can't do it. This is the reason you can't understand two native speakers talking to each other. Why can't you understand two native speakers talking to each other? Because you use your conscious brain to try to understand them. However, your conscious brain simply cannot analyze, translate, and organize real speech, real speaking, real talking. In fact, in order to perform at real speaking speeds, you must turn off your conscious brain and let your subconscious do its job. What should you do if you want to perform at real speaking speeds? You want to talk to someone at a normal speed, what should you do? You must turn off your conscious brain and let your subconscious do its job. You need to use your subconscious instead of your conscious brain. If you want to understand native speakers or you want to have a real talk in real daily situations, you must shut down your conscious brain and let your subconscious take over. Let your subconscious brain work for you. To do that, you must use methods which awaken your subconscious. You must learn holistically, intuitively, and naturally. How do you do that? How do you turn off? How do you shut down your conscious brain and wake up your subconscious? When you learn English, you do it holistically, intuitively, and naturally. Primarily, this means listening to lots of understandable English speech and doing it repeatedly. What does that mean? What is the specific way of learning? That means you need to listen to lots of understandable English speech and doing it repeatedly. In other words, you need to listen to lots of English, easy for you to understand as much as possible, and listen to the same material over and over again. And that is the specific way of learning English holistically, intuitively, and naturally. As you listen, you quiet your conscious mind and just allow your brain to understand the whole meaning of the words. When you listen to English, what should you do? You just listen to it quietly. You quiet your conscious mind. You calm down your conscious mind. You try to relax and let go of your thoughts. And just allow your brain to understand the whole meaning of the words you listen to. That's the way you learn holistically. You don't try to pick out individual words. You don't worry about the few words you don't understand. Do you need to look up new words in a dictionary when you listen to English? No, you don't. Don't try to pick out individual words. Don't pick out every single word that you don't understand. Don't worry about some words you don't know. It's okay if you don't understand some words when listening to English. You relax and you let the meaning wash over you. Your mind is open and quiet. How should you feel when you listen to English? You should feel relaxed. You feel calm and peaceful. You let the meaning wash over you What does that mean? That means you just listen quietly, and you embrace, accept, and feel the whole meaning of the words that you listen to. You don't think, you just accept, you receive. Your mind is open and quiet. Your mind is calm and peaceful. And then, when you speak, you just let the words come out. You don't struggle. You don't analyze. You don't think about rules. You don't worry about mistakes. You don't think about translations. After doing a lot of listening, do you still struggle when speaking English? No, you don't. You don't struggle. You don't try very hard to speak English. You don't struggle. You just let the words come out naturally when you speak. When you talk to someone, the words just come out naturally. Do you need to analyze the words and sentences when you speak? No, you don't. Do you need to think about grammar rules? No, you don't. Do you need to worry about mistakes? No, you don't. Do you need to think about translations? No, you don't. You just let the words pour out of your mouth effortlessly. So what's the only thing to do when you speak English? You just let the words pour out of your mouth effortlessly. You simply let the words come out of your mouth naturally. It takes time, but as you focus on listening and learning English effortlessly, your fluency, confidence, and correctness will grow. Can you get the result quickly? No, it takes time. The process takes time. But as you focus on listening and learning English effortlessly, what will happen? Your fluency, confidence, and correctness will grow. You will speak English fluently. You will get more confidence. You will make fewer mistakes when speaking English. Your fluency, confidence, and correctness will improve when you focus on listening and learning English effortlessly. And that's all for the training. Thank you for practicing with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.